Hey, what's going on, everybody? Um, this is my first time doing a live stream, so we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna let some people kind of file in here, so just bear with me a little bit here. Hold on, guys. Let me go ahead and share this. Trying to get the word out now. All right. All right, guys. We're gonna get started here in just a minute. All right, guys. We're gonna get started here in just a minute. So we're going to be looking at Trent Williams today. Just watched his week one performance against the Jets, and I was going to do a film room, just a traditional one, and record it, cut it up, and post it on my Substack. But I figured that I would at least give this a try, this live stream. So I've never live streamed before. It's exciting, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch this tape. I'm going to get it pulled up and all that. I got it right here. It'll be pretty quick, I would think. Maybe because we're going live, I'll go a little bit longer. But like I said, I just watched this film um, from last night, Niners Jets, and of course, focus on Trent Williams. I've been watching him every week for years. You know, going back to his time in Washington, and of course, also taking a look at Dominic Pooney, the rookie right guard, who is one of my favorite guys in the draft. But for this film room, we're going to look at Trent Williams, and I cut up 14 plays here that I think really showcase just how impressive of a performance this was for Trent. And just a little context here, you know, for those who don't know, Trent Williams, you know, held out this offseason. He didn't participate in training camp, and he didn't get practice time or anything like that. And keep in mind, this is year 14, and he's 36 years old, which is the oldest starting offensive lineman in the NFL this year by a couple years. So there's a few 34-year-olds like Kevin Zeitler, Lane Johnson, a couple other guys who are 34. But you know, so Trent Williams, the oldest starting offensive lineman in the league at 36, coming off of not practicing all offseason, just steps onto the field week one against the Jets. And let's just go ahead and get into this film because it just adds to it's just another kind of notch under his belt, another accomplishment for him in a long line of them, especially not just accolade wise Pro Bowl, All Pro, but just in terms of iconic performances, you know, that he's put on. And I thought this was another one. So let's go ahead and just take a look at some of these plays. And I'll play them through all the way initially, and then just kind of break it down a little bit here. So just the climb up to the second level and how he kind of feeds this linebacker, which I think is CJ Mosley, to the tight end right here. And he's going to kind of finish him off there for the pancake. But, this is just another example of, years of it, of Trent Williams leading in space, tracking, locating, and intersecting targets at the second level in a way that is unmatched by a tackle, at least over the last 10 years. I mean, Tyron Smith might be the second best guy at doing this, but that was really especially young Tyron. But yeah, this is just a really nice climb, uncovered climb up to the second level. When he gets up there square, which I think is key, kind of prevent that two-way go, works inside out. And then once he sees that LB, that linebacker declare, goes and gets him, winds him out, creates a little bit of pop on contact, and just kind of delivers him to that tight end pancake. So a bunch of these, you're going to also have to just keep in mind that the result of the play isn't necessarily a huge gain, like on this one, but Trent Williams did everything in his power to make this a huge gain, right? I mean, of course, there's, 21 other guys on the field. So, a lot has to kind of go right for a play to hit. So we're just focused on Trent here specifically and not necessarily the result of the play. I think that's always important to point out. But yeah, I mean, this is just speaking to his athletic ability right here. Now he goes and gets a DB right here, on this climb. So they're pitching it out to the left. He's uncovered and he's going to hook this, slot player right here. Gets a little bit of help there from Kittle. You could see it right there, so that certainly helps. But again, he just gets his hips all the way around the block and seals it off. So, hooking a DB in space with, a little bit of help, still really impressive. Kind of gets sideswiped here at the end, goes down, stays down for a few minutes actually, and George Kittle at the end of the play runs over here and checks on him, but he was okay, thankfully there. All right, this one is, kind of subtle because he doesn't get a knockdown here necessarily, but man, Trent's been doing this too forever. Backside cutoff up to the second level right here, and just watch his speed up to the spot right there, and then look at him hop, flip his hips like a DB almost, and then get a piece of him to just kind of push him a little bit upfield here. So boom, just quick to the spot. The redirect, though, is really what's impressive, especially considering that I think it's probably fair to say that Trent isn't necessarily in, the best shape. It looks like that he has maybe a couple extra LBs on the frame right now. I don't know that for sure, but it just look, I feel like you could just kind of tell looking at him. However, it didn't affect his movement or anything like that, which is just, makes it a little bit more remarkable that he's doing the same stuff that he always does. So I just thought that redirect there was impressive. This one has kind of got posted a little bit on Twitter and stuff, but I mean, just lines up 93 and just kind of puts him in a cage and drives him off the ball. A ton of lateral displacement right there. Surprised he kind of almost didn't get a pancake there, but just the explosion off the ball. And then look at the leverage here, the pad level. I mean, just right in the chin, kind of buckles him and drives him back. So again, just another really impressive block. Here he hooks Jermaine Johnson right here. Again, I mean, gets very little help from the tight end right here. But it's essentially, an outside zone run. He's hooking the front side end. Footwork. Look how quickly he gets that second step in the ground right there. Just in really good position to hook him and get into that seal off kind of position there. And this is actually a pretty nice run. He gets tackled shortly after this, but I mean, it's about 10 yards or so. All right, this is vintage right here. See how casual Trent is on this? I love this. So again, kind of a similar scenario as before, except there was a lot more space here, and now you're in the red zone inside the 5, so it's a little different. But backside cutoff up to the second level, gets to that spot, and then this is the thing that Trent has really started incorporating since he got to San Francisco. I think he did this in Washington a little bit, although I think his approach was a little different. But it's essentially like this cross chop kind of technique. I call it like it's almost like a snatch trap technique, but in the run game. But watch that left hand to his work over across to try to knock down one, if not both of those hands. If he knocks down both, the guy's on the ground now. If he knocks down one, he's just going to kind of get him off balance. And then the follow up with the right hand, just hard punch down on the back of this dude's shoulder pad. So that inside hand gets him, head down, overextended lunge position, and then that outside hand finishes it off. But watch how casual Trent is after the linebacker here falls on the ground. Just kind of lets it go, just to totally kind of avoid any potential holding call right here, just with how casual at this point right here, Trent's totally off of him and he hasn't even fallen yet on the ground. But just makes it look easy right there. Again, I think that's Debo. He gets tackled pretty quickly here, but watch Trent's just burst in acceleration. I mean, to knock that linebacker past the ball carrier. I mean, he's just so twitched up for a guy who, at this point in this game right here, I don't know. I mean, he's probably weighing 330, I would guess, if not more. But just this level of twitch and movement and quickness, I mean, it's kind of wild. So yeah, that's another good illustration. So backside cutoff, kind of that snatch kind of technique again on the 3 technique. I think that's Solomon Thomas. See how he kind of gathers him right here? This outside hand is coming down hard on the back of his shoulder pads. So we'll see it there. Boom, down on the ground. And Thomas almost gets a hand in there to get him. And again, this run doesn't necessarily go anywhere, but Trent cuts off his guy, and he does it by putting him on the ground in kind of a unique way that some other guys have tried in the NFL, but they don't have the frequency of success that Trent does. Now this might be the best rep of the game, in my opinion, just because this is Quinnen Williams, and he puts Quinnen Williams on his face. So Quinnen's in like a 4-eye right here, which makes it easier for Trent for sure. However, he's so quickly into position, and he sticks 2 hands out there to try to knock his hands down. Mission accomplished. I mean, look at this position. He turns it into a hockey fight. And then, I mean, look at this position. That's Quinnen Williams right there, who, Trent Williams is basically Earl Graying. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this is crazy. And I don't think anybody's posted this clip or anything. I mean, it's real easy to overlook this kind of stuff because, people watch it on TV. Oh, the ball, it doesn't really go anywhere. It's a minimal gain, but Trent's working magic over here on the backside of this run. It's just incredible. He's done this to Kenny Clark. He's done this, I think, to DeForest Buckner. I have a compilation of this you could view on my YouTube where there's literally 50 examples of him doing this on the backside, just getting guys on their face. But this is Quinnen Williams. I mean, he might be the best defensive tackle in the NFL. I think, after Chris Jones, he's in the conversation. And to do that to a guy like Quinnen is, just unique. You just won't see that. You can watch every snap of Quinnen Williams this year, and I don't think you'll see that happen one time. So had to get that one in here. And then check out this. I think this is the jump set. Watch this jump set that Trent Williams has right here and just how dominant this is. And he really just kind of melts this dude down into the ground. So check this jump set out. I mean, look at that position. Literally just melts him into the ground. So Niners are running play action. I mean, Trent's in position super quick. It's kind of cool that Kittle's one-on-one on the backside defensive end here too. Not many tight ends are in that position. But anyway, let's check out Trent. Just gets on him quick. And then the hands, right on those handlebar kind of, that the handlebars right there is what I like to basically call them, is what it is. Armpits, if you get your hands in there, he's inside the cylinder of your body. You could basically just hold on, latch, and clamp him up. And look, this guy's trying to break off of it. You see right there, he's trying to chop down that outside hand. Nothing. Trying to rip through. Nothing. Loses his feet on the ground. I mean, just awesome. I mean, oh gosh, look at this. So again, the ball doesn't go necessarily anywhere on the run, but Trent is just dominating his matchup, right? Owning his assignment here in a unique way. See how he just kind of hops into position here. I mean, it's just commanding, right? Just like arresting this dude with this play strength. I mean, just an easy seal there, but then it's just kind of at the end, just that little, torque gets another dude on his knees. This one right here, Michael Clemens. So you could see Michael Clemens right here. He kind of does this motion, like kind of grabbing at his arm, because I mean, Trent, I think initially kind of almost pulls his arm out of the socket. I mean, and then after the play, I wish I would have recorded all this, but Clemens kind of comes up to him and, they have a little word or whatever. And he just kind of is like, ask him like, why'd you got to do that kind of thing? Or like, and Trent just kind of like, gives him a little head nod, but check this out again, man. I mean, this is the same technique that he uses over and over and over, and guys just either are unaware of it or just can't stop it, either one. But kind of that 4-eye, loose 3 technique again, 4-point stance, Michael Clemens. Trent, great jump off the ball, which is standard. Gets that arm down right there of Clemens, and then look at this position. He's just at the mercy of Trent right here. And he actually, gets his head back up, and look at his arms right here. I mean, he's doing like a Superman kind of pose right here. I think he's trying to maybe draw a holding call, but never in a million years is that going to be a hold. Refs, this is totally clean, from a ref's perspective, especially. And Trent, just in full control right there to cut off that backside. And Clemens is frustrated. And I mean, it's really a master at work is what we're witnessing. And that's why I wanted to do this film room, because who knows how much longer we have to watch Trent, and this is a guy who's a future Hall of Famer who's just extending his prime, in a way that's really, really special. So, in pass protection, I just retweeted this video of Duke Manyweather kind of going through game prep with Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele for Myles Garrett. And one of the key points that he's illustrating is, staying square as long as you possibly can in pass protection. Well, Trent Williams does that right here. So let's check it out. See how he's patient, square, inside out, and then he doesn't turn until that rusher is basically perpendicular with him. Perfect timing. Look at the hands, the placement and timing of that right there. Keeping the rusher at his fingertips, head out of the block. Good posture. I mean, it's just teach tape. This is a blindside protector, the pinnacle of what that looks like right here. No help, just this, just on an island. But it's really the setup, the first few steps out of his stance. 1, 2, 3, and it's just, the short, choppy steps, inside foot vertical, doesn't turn till he has to, and then he does it with really good hand placement and timing, and he just kind of locks up that edge. So really just a teach tape rep right there, and it's just really clean. So I wanted to make sure I get that one in there. So I think we got 2 more here, guys. So actually, this is the last one. Sorry. So you can kind of see, I'll play it all the way through. Gets another dude just, face first, kind of right there. I mean, this kind of position on the backside. If there's any sort of cutback lane, which that's liable to happen on some of these runs. Maybe not a jet sweep necessarily, but certainly outside zone. The backside is just always secure with Trent, but it's just the way he does it again. And this one's, easy for him considering the alignment of the defensive end being so far out. Trent's just real patient right here. But again, it's that same motion. Watch his left hand come around right here. It's basically like a club swim, club chop, or it's hard to explain. I would love to hear what Trent himself, calls this or references it as. I think he actually maybe mentioned it in an interview before, but it's just kind of like a snatch variation. But it's essentially just knocking the guy's hands down, but just the way he does it again. And then he kind of just, tosses him to the side, and this guy keeps his feet. But, it's 14 reps right there, guys. There's a few more that I could probably could have talked about here, but all things considered, the fact that he's coming back from missing the offseason, no training camp, no practice, hasn't put pads on, in however long, months, and him to come out here and just dominate in the way that he did, I just think is incredible. So I wanted to do a live stream here for you guys, and at least we could take a look at it, and then I'll repurpose this and things like that. But if you guys enjoy this, let me know. I'd like to do some more of these this year whenever performances. Appreciate you tuning in.